I don't try to look in your way, and I don't see why I wouldn't know what to say. So I hide my mind in a jovial face and crack a smile and stare into space. If we lock eyes, it'll give me away, and you'll know what I'm like at the end of the day. Just a fool in your eyes. What can I say? Like a hurricane, you blow me away. Like a hurricane, you blow me away. I've been robbed, so blind of my sense of what is safe. My heart redesigned for a part of you to remain.
Hey, and a hearty welcome to the show Taboo. Today with Angel Black Orchid. I'm so happy to have you here.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here with my dear friend, Jessica. I love you.
Yeah, love you too. Yeah, Taboo is a new podcast show for the creative soul, with the creative soul. And the creative soul who comes as a guest in the show is also bringing her or the taboo topic. And Angie brought a topic as well. But first, we talk a little bit about you, sweetheart.
Yay!
Yeah, we know each other for a long time. And everybody who has seen I Am a Creative Soul, my movie, knows that Topanga is my favorite place in the world with my closest friends, even if we don't talk often. And Angie is one of them. And I'm happy we are meeting again. We haven't talked for like a year or 2 years even.
Yeah, except for little voice tidbits that we send each other every once in a while, little voice messages.
Yeah, and we both lost our beloved animals, our beloved pets, right? You lost your dog and
Moonbow. Yeah, and Mule. They're together running in the rainbows. Yes. With each other and hopefully taking care of each other.
So you are a singer, songwriter, a musician for a long time, right?
My whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of a third generation singer, actually. My mother is a singer, and my grandmother was a singer too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
My grandmother wasn't professional, but she sang, in her local choirs and things, and was very musically inclined. She could play any song she heard on piano and sing, and she had a beautiful voice. And so yeah, I think of myself as a third generation singer, that it's been part of my heritage for a long time.
Yeah, and you grow up also with instruments, right?
Yeah, so both of my parents play music, and my two older brothers also play music. And even my extended family, both of my uncles play guitar and sing. And so it's always been a big, like, our family gatherings are just full of music and song, and everybody's singing and everybody's playing, and we always do the same songs. We have these classic songs that we always sing together as a family. And so yeah, I was raised with guitars in the house, mostly guitars and piano. We have a beautiful piano. My parents had my father's great my father's great grandmother's piano. So it's my great great grandmother's piano, and they still have this. And it's like, I guess it must be like
Wow.
150 years old or something. It's very old. And it's beautiful baby grand piano. So I grew up
Yeah.
with that.
You grew up
Uh,
in North California too?
yeah, San Francisco Bay Area. Yeah.
Mhm.
And well, and my parents had two houses growing up. So they had their house in the Bay Area, and then they had a little log cabin, uh, just a one bedroom with a loft. They call it a loft. It's like an upstairs half room cabin in the countryside in Grass Valley. And so we grew up going to both places. You know, my parents are really into nature. So I was raised very much in appreciation of nature and music. So those are the two cornerstones of my upbringing.
And then you lived a long time in Topanga Canyon. That's where we also met and made, or you're still doing music, playing music at the Old Place, one of my favorite places in LA.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, I love the Old
Malibu.
Place. The Old Place and Cornell Winery. They're
Yeah.
two establishments right next door to each other. So the Old Place is a 51-year-old restaurant. It opened in 1970. And it's still owned by the same family. And now it's their son that runs it, Morgan. And it's a barbecue restaurant. It's kind of like a sleepy cowboy vibe. Everything is
and
over fire.
and you know, I don't know if you know that how important the Old Place was for my movie.
Oh, really?
Yes, I got lost in the Malibu
What?
mountains one night, and I ended up there in the middle of the night, and I thought I'm on a different planet actually, because it looks like out of a country film.
Yes, yes.
It
Oh, I
looks so
believe
old.
it. This is the story of so many people, that even myself, I stumbled upon the Old Place. That was
Really?
how I found it. Yeah, it's one of those stumble upon places. And then when you find it, it's like finding gold. It's such a gem, a hidden gem. Yeah.
Yeah, I had so many synchronicities there afterwards. It's like a magic place, I would say.
It really is. We call it a vortex.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is it's a vortex of good energy.
If you
always
are in LA, guys or girls, go to the Old Place and see Angie
just
actually play.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there for the whole month of February and part of March as well. And I'm there every weekend. I play Saturday nights and Sunday all day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's my home. I can sit. I mean, I have 3 homes now. I live in 3 different locations because I'm a traveling girl. But I feel the Old Place is like my true home. I really feel like I'm with my family there. And yeah, it's just like you said, it's just this magic energy of good feelings, and everybody's happy, and it's just a great place. It really is. Yeah.
Your song,
and Topanga too. Topanga is also a wonderful
Topanga
place.
is the same. Yeah, really magic. Really magic. The song Hurricane that we just heard, you wrote it yourself, right?
I wrote it. Actually, my brother wrote it. My brother wrote it for me. And then I mean, this song is really old, actually. It's been with me for so many years. And I just really redid it this last year and released it as a new single. I used to do it with one of my first bands. The name of that band was Vibrasol, and it means vibrating sun. And it was a huge band and a huge production. I mean, we had 12 people in that band, plus dancers.
Wow.
And when I recorded that song, I had my friend who was in Vibrasol, was a violin player, play on that recording. So it's a live recording. It's a mostly live recording. I recorded it guitar and vocals at the same time live. And then I sent the recording to my friend and said, can you put a live violin? So don't edit your violin, just do, you know, a live take. And so it feels like we're playing live. Yeah, it's very special to my heart, this song.
Yeah, I really love it. It's so,
Thank you.
I chose it actually.
Yes, I know. I was sending you all these songs.
Yeah, you
no,
were.
I need Hurricane. Fine.
Okay, now we go over to the taboo topic of the evening, to your taboo topic. It's it's called the fame game, not knowing who you are anymore, not even knowing why you make art anymore and what it is you are selling. When you are falling into the voices of others, feeding your own insecurities.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, where do we even begin? Right? When you're saying all these things, my mind is going in this direction, this direction. Yeah, like where do we even start? It's so relatable. I mean, starting out in Los Angeles, I was 19. I'm 43. I don't care. I tell me my age. But I was 19 when I came to LA and started my music career. And yeah, it's a really long journey of just trying to make a living at music, trying to, you know, be what everyone tells you to be, and still be an authentic artist and have your own voice. You know, I didn't even know what my voice was. All I knew is I just wanted to sing. You know, when I started out, I had no idea what my message was. All I knew is that I love singing. I've sang my whole life since I was 3. It was the one thing that I felt I was good at. And I grew up in a house with 2 older brothers, and it was a very they were both of my brothers, and still are, very talented, skilled, intelligent, successful men. And I was this skinny, little, meek, shy, like, you know, I felt like I had no abilities growing up, really, you know, but I could sing. And so I just sort of stuck with that one thing. And it was like, this is the thing I do. That my mom did it, my grandma did it, so I can do it too. And this is what I want to do with my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I moved to LA. I was 19. Everyone said, don't go to LA. Why do you want to go to LA? Oh, it's going to be terrible. And, you know, and being famous is awful. Why you want to be famous? And, you know, why you want all this attention? And actually I don't really like attention. I love performing.
Mm-hmm.
I love to be on stage. I love that feeling. I love the feeling of receiving energy,
Mm-hmm.
and then having it sort of mix inside you, and then putting it back out in musical form. To me, that's magical. And so I just wanted to do that. And that began the journey of, okay, so you want to be a singer, eh? You know,
In LA.
well, in LA, huh? Okay. Well, guess what you're going to have to do? You know, you're going to have to, you know, get really skinny, and you're going to have to be beautiful all the time. And you're going to have to sell yourself, and you need to go out and promote yourself and talk to these people and go to these parties and, you know, schmooze with, I love that word, schmooze. You're gonna have to go out and schmooze, you know, with big producers and yeah, that it was the most difficult thing. And you get around these people who are in the industry, that want to tell you how to do it, how to make it. And they say, well, this song is great, but this song isn't, or this style is good, but and I was playing so many different styles. I love all the genres of music. I love dark music. I love Latin music. I love folk music. I had so many different avenues, that I wanted to go down as an artist. And I fell into probably a lot of those like voices of, no, you need to like pick a thing, pick a category. And I couldn't. I mean, I know, and I still don't think I have ever been able to. But yeah, you do, like, you fall into these moments of, well, I guess, I need to just sell everything, sell my soul.
Mhm.
And when you commit to something like being a musician, you feel like it's this calling, and you're a soldier, and you're gonna die for this cause.
Mhm.
You're gonna give it all. I felt like I had to give up everything. And no, you're never gonna get married. You're never gonna have children. You're never gonna own a house. You're never going to have another job. Like you're gonna eat, live, breathe, sleep, music until you make it. And I was like, okay. I was like,
Yeah.
sign me up. I'll do it. I'll do anything to be a musician. That's all I want to do. It's all I want to do, And cut 25 years later, now, um, I have a different view on all of it. I don't feel like I need to live and die for music anymore. I don't. I actually, I've let go of all of that. And I still play music, and I still perform. I still make art. I still record songs.
But do you think it's like, because you're a person who worked a lot with herself as well, made a lot of conscious work with yourself, and do you think it's also like facing your insecurities, facing your shadow, facing the outside expectations of you, like facing everything and then letting it behind?
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Because yeah, I mean, I think the shadow, there's this, that I call it the shadow side, but it's really, I feel like we all have a certain amount of pain that's underneath what we show on a social level, what we find to be socially acceptable, right? We don't, when we see each other, we smile, hi, how are you? It's so nice to see you. We bring our good energy, but what we don't bring is our sadness and our jealousy and our anger and our, dark feelings, our depression. We don't allow that in our society. We push it down and say, oh, you feel bad, let's make you feel better. And your anger, well, you can take an anger management class. Or, oh, you're
Yeah,
jealous,
you
you
are
can
not supposed to feel angry. You're not.
yeah, you're not. We want to heal you. We
Yeah.
always want to heal. We always want to
fix
heal,
you. Yeah,
fix
we fix
you. Yeah, we don't really like say there's a place for that in this world, and there's a reason for that. And I really believe in that myself. I believe that the shadow aspect of the human psyche is like the shading in a painting that allows you to define what it is you're looking at.
Oh, so beautiful said, Angie. Oh, I love that. Wow.
So there, yeah, without the definition, you know, without the shading,
Shadow, kind of, yeah.
you can't see what you're looking at,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
I really
The
feel
picture
that,
is not clear, right?
yeah, the picture is not clear. Yeah, if it's all just happy colors, and you know, then it's you don't see what it is of, you know, and what is the real thing you're looking at. And so to me, I like to think of it that way, because it just means that all these aspects they are welcome at the table of life. You know, they all have a place. It's an important thing to I guess to accept yourself, so that,
Fully. Yeah, fully, right? To accept everything. And also, I mean, that's like a wise sentence for everything, not just yourself, but also what life gives you.
mhm, yeah, definitely.
Acceptance is so
Yeah, I mean, I when I go out on stage, and this is how it's always been for me, I don't think, and I think that is why I love it so much, is that there's this sort of confidence, this it's not a conscious confidence, it's just sort of this comfortableness that, you know, when I'm out there, I'm not thinking about how do I look, how do I sound, how do I, you know, how do I appear to,
just feeling the connection, right?
yeah, I just go and I just give, you
Yeah.
know. And but the business side of music, and the, you know, the trying to make it, is very much about looking at yourself, and and uh composing something, you know, and contriving something that is digestible. So your how you look and how you sound, and how you hold your body, and you know, what you say, what you're about, what your message is,
I mean,
all.
it's also creating or making this superstars. It's like creating depression for them, right?
Yeah, well, it's also, and it's narcissism,
Yeah. It's
like
pushing the narcissism in the person,
very
pushing the
it's
ego.
very narcissistic, yeah,
And you
to,
only listen to the outside, right? If you if you want
yeah,
to be famous. I mean, I'm coming from being an actress, so I
yeah,
know what it is, you know, what people tell you being on stage. I can totally relate to everything you said. So, but Hollywood, by example, is creating this narcissism in the people and forcing it, you know, and creating also the depression that people get.
yeah. Well,
Of
yes,
it.
if you're, it's interesting because you said you're listening to the outside world, but there really is no way to go outside of yourself. So you're sort of listening to the outside world through yourself, like you're looking at yourself as though you were someone else looking at you.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's like, if you think about it, it's so
Splitting. Splitting.
splitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fragmenting.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's one thing to just be you, not be thinking about, am I me, or am I the me that they want me to be? And what is the me that they want me to be?
Yeah. You
What's the
lose
me
yourself. Yeah. You lose
that
yourself.
they're going to like the most, and what is it that they like in me the most, and how can I be more of that, because that's what sells and that's what they're buying tickets for. And I have to, you know, and then, you know, you'll get people saying, well, you have to share everything, you have to share your whole life, your personal life, your deepest everything about you, you know. And and that's part of selling yourself, because you aren't selling you're selling yourself as a product.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And
And
that
they
is where
know how it works. They
that
know
is
exactly how it works. That's, I mean, especially for musicians, if they wrote the first hit single themselves and they get a record deal and stuff, and after that, you are not free anymore, right?
yeah
You have to write it this way. You have to make it really commercialized, and you're losing you're losing your call, kind of,
yeah
right?
Yeah, well, I mean, luckily now, I mean, that's an older sort of way with the record deals and stuff. I mean, but there's still record deals today, but there's a lot more independent artists now, which is definitely a wonderful thing, that you can be an independent artist on your own. You can have your own label even. Um, but yeah, it used to be more with the major labels, that if you got signed by a record deal, then the producers or the record company would tell you what songs to make and what they should sound like and how long they should be, and you know, that sort of thing. You didn't have as much creative control, and creative control is everything for an artist. Like you said, it's the freedom, and I think it's, for me, freedom is the most important aspect to life. I mean, like we were talking earlier before the show, that there's these three elements in my life that I've have narrowed down to being, the most important. And the first one is freedom,
Yeah.
availability, and time. Like, and the second one is nature.
Yeah.
And the third one is music.
Yeah.
It's just being able to perform, just having a platform for performing. I used to really feel like if I wasn't performing with the top musicians, most famous musicians, I didn't make it as an artist. If I wasn't at the Grammys, or I wasn't, I didn't have 10 albums that were selling millions of copies, then I wasn't making it. I wasn't succeeding at my lifelong goal to being a musician. I don't feel that way anymore. To me, I feel like competing with yourself is the most important thing. Become the best musician that you can be. Become the best singer that you can be. I spent hours and hours and hours and years just in my room training my voice and practicing and learning music. And I studied with teachers, and I studied with other musicians, and I went to a music academy, and I just tried to absorb as much knowledge and learn as much as I could about how to be the best musician that I could be. And then all I really needed was a platform to perform. And I find these cute little restaurants that I connect with the people there, and I do my thing.
And you can and you can really say you are fulfilled now with.
Yeah, I'm really fulfilled, and I will keep like, the beautiful thing about being an artist is that it's a lifelong journey. You never complete it. You just keep developing as you grow older, and that's a wonderful thing about it, is that you never finish. You would need 10 lifetimes or more maybe to finish with being an artist. It's constant
Yeah, it's the
growing.
source. Yeah, you're grabbing out of the source and creating and creating it. It's the source. It always flows, and new inspiration is coming.
I think being famous is, it's one component to becoming a successful musician, but it isn't the fortune. It's the fortune is you're touching all these people, and all these people out there get to hear your music and be moved by you, which is a beautiful thing. I mean, any artist would like to move as many people as they can. But I think making art isn't really for other people. The purpose of making art is for yourself. You do it because you have to. You do it because it's all you can think about. You do it because it's what feels right for you, you know. And if you're touching people with your art, that's a wonderful thing, but that's not why you do it. Do you know what I mean?
It's
And
beautiful.
it also doesn't mean that you're successful only if you're famous. Also
Yeah,
being
I think
famous.
that's the path. You figure out what is success really about, right?
Yeah.
On your journey, you figure that out, that success lies in yourself. Success is living a fulfilled life, actually, and creating without limits.
Yes, totally. And being famous doesn't feel very free to me. When I look, I mean, I don't know because I'm not famous, but looking from an outside perspective, it's like, it seems like you don't have much anonymity anymore. You can't just get on a train and go somewhere. Everyone's coming up to you and everybody wants your attention all the time. And you're sort of on display always when you go to the store, when you go out to eat. And that doesn't sound very good to me, because like when we were talking about earlier about the shadow aspects, well, there are times where I'm not feeling like being social, you know. I like want to be hidden under my hood, and I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to see anyone. I just, you know, and I love anonymity. I love freedom. And again, that's one of my three. That's one of my three things. So
okay, that's a good ending. Our time is over.
No,
I
could talk to you all day.
We have to talk again.
I want to thank you.
I want to thank you too. It was so much fun.
So fun. And I'm so honored that you wanted to have me on your beautiful podcast. And I just think that everything you do is so beautiful and wonderful. And you are such a creative soul. And I love that title. I love your movie. I remember when I first met you. Can I say when I first met you?
Oh,
I was so.
You remember that?
Oh yes. When I first met you, I was so just drawn to you, and I admire you because you were so determined and you had this calling, this movie that, you know, meant so much to you to make it and to have it seen and heard and released, and you were so devoted to what you were creating. And I just love that. I love that. I think it's, you know, the most beautiful thing when an artist is deep in the work that they're making, you know. And I can relate to that too. And I saw that in you, and I think that is what connected us. And when you asked me to be on your show, I would do anything for my Jessica. I love you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Angie. I can give everything back to you as well. Not back because I want to keep it, but
what can I say? Like a hurricane, you blow me away. Like a hurricane, you blow me away. I've been robbed, so blind of my sense of what is safe. My heart redesigned for a part of you to remain. I can't speak my mind, so I look up at the rain and make like a child who's never felt